Hi everyone, it's Travis here with Revizto, and today I want to show you guys how to search an area for a specific part or a specific system in that area and get a quantity takeoff from it also. And I'm going to teach you how to set those areas up as searches. We'll be able to do that with phases of the building as well as different sections, different floors, all that good stuff. So let's get started here. First and foremost, you're going to see over here that I've already made my floors in Revit. So this is my Revit model. Here are all the different floors, users, etc. All of our views that come in. And I could just click first floor here. And this is what I had created in Revit. Now a little tip here, there's a couple different ways we can get in closer to this view. You can either right click on this and say focus on object, and this will zoom you into a little bit more usable view. Or I'm going to go ahead and switch this to the second floor. I can also hold Alt and then click, and that's going to teleport me to wherever I clicked. Again, I'll go to the third floor, and here I hit Alt, click, and it teleports me right to where I'm at, or right to where I clicked. So once we have all these floors cut up, as you can see, I can click on the fourth floor, fifth floor. I've got every single floor created as a view over here. Now that's giving me a constraint around my building. So the easiest way to use this, again, keep in mind I made this view in Revit. I made this fourth floor. I'm just using what we made over there. Actually, somebody else made these floors in Revit. That's the even better part of Revizto, is I'm tapping into somebody else's model and using their work to get, let's say, I want to see all the duct work in this fourth floor. I click my Find Object dialog. I click Add Condition and go down to Section Box. And then I say Done. So now I'm searching for everything in that section box, and now I just tell it what I want. And here I'm going to click on this piece of duct, and I'm going to come in here and I see that maybe I want to go based on a system. You know, I see here's what makes this a system. If you guys haven't seen previous learning sessions, we can set these favorites up per whatever we want. You can see here I was using, I believe, the field one, and all I did was come in here and save these different criteria that are important to me. I come down here and I can right click and add that to my favorites, and then those show up here. The reason you want those quick access and showing up here is that I can immediately see that that's supply air, and I can say I want, so I'm on the fourth floor, I'm searching the fourth floor as a section, and then I want the supply air. I right click on this and I just add that simply to my search. I say find all, and just like that I grabbed all the supply air on the floor. You see there's 948 pieces. I can isolate this, so boom, just like that, I've got a supply air isometric. Where this comes in handy, you know, is checking real quick. I can check where my VAVs are going. I can check different connections to equipment, where, like the lay of the land. I can obviously look at this real quick and see we've got some return air coming up here into an open plenum spilling over there. I can always isolate this in transparency if I'd like to really see what's going on, or I can completely unisolate it, and now I can just directly see, oh, we got two exhaust fans right there, you know, pulling up from that ceiling space and pulling in from whatever this space is here. And I can zoom in down here and be able to check this room out. I can see that duct is right up there. But the neat thing about this too is that this isn't just a visual aid. This isn't just me looking at an isometric of my supply air on the fourth floor. Now that's pretty cool to be able to do that, and I'm able to easily, I can make a new viewpoint, and we could call this fourth floor supply air. And now somebody else on my team could now come in here and click on this, and you'll see if I mess this view up, it takes me over here to that building. Then I click this, and it takes me back to exactly how I had my view set up. The neat thing about this Find Object dialog, though, if I go ahead and say Find All again, you're going to see it selects it again. And if I uncrop and isolate in transparency, you'll see that's the only part that's selected. But I can come up here and click my selection inspector, and here is all of that data. So this is everything from our favorites that I was telling you about up here at the top that I can change. So here you can see I've got my length. If it's spooled, I've got a spool tag. And I can scroll over. Let's change this to duct faves. So here I can see this is all duct lining. There's the length. Maybe I want to not look at the duct lining. I can scroll down here till I get right into the real round elbows. I see the item type, I see the size, I see what system it's on. You could see here, I could see what type of taps. Here's my cut links. So the beauty of this too is that since I have this data here, you see I got 948 pieces. Maybe I want to order this, or maybe I want to send this to the fab shop and have all this cut. I can come in here and simply click this export to CSV button, and that's going to allow me to export a Excel file with all of this data. So we'll give that a second to open here. It's a pretty quick little painless process, and there you go. If you'd rather deal with this length data in Excel, you can do it that way. So we can feed that right to our burn table or whatever we're using, you know, our plasma table, all that good stuff. Another easy way to get to this data, if I switch this back over to Fabrication Shop, you're going to see, I can click on these ducts and you're going to see all that data here. So let's say maybe I'm ordering, maybe I want to order all of my duct based on size. Maybe we got a big truck coming in and I want everything 14 feet and up to be fabricated. I can click this and I can create a new search there, and I can say it's greater than and switch this to just 14 feet. So there I'm looking for everything that's greater than 14 feet. I click find all. And there you see how I grabbed everything in the project. So I grabbed some walls and stuff like that. That's where I want to come in here, and if I expand, you can see what I'm searching for here. And if I double click on one of these ducts again, let's go down here to where they're still turned on. So I could double click that duct and say I want it to also contain round duct. So now I'm looking for 14 feet and up and round duct. I click find all. There's 365 pieces. So again, if I want to see where they're at for some reason, I can isolate these down, and you see I only grab the ones that are 14 feet and up. And then I can again go back to my selection inspector. Here they are. I got some 86 footers, you know, but I could also come in here, click all of those, throw a stamp on this real quick. So maybe if I'm the foreman or the project manager, I just go boom, and now that's tracked in my issue tracker. So now I can switch over to this, or I can go right back to that with those ducts selected and be able to get back to that selection inspector. So again, if I were to order, like if this was an order, you know, maybe I change this to project manager, duct order 1, 2, 3, you know, and boom, we've got it tracked. When it's fabricated, maybe we switch it to in progress. When it's installed, maybe we solve it. If we got something to say about it, we can say it here. If we got pictures to add, you can attach pictures, all that good stuff. But now our operations are based on what's in the model. That's the whole key. And as you can see here, there's a million different ways to experiment with this. And I'm going to say everything less than 14 feet. We'll find all those, isolate and transparency, and there's all the little guys, you know. So you guys can imagine there's a million different ways to do this. But what Revizto is doing is letting you tap into the model to do that. We're specifically using our model elements now that we should, if we're fabricating, we should be going off the model anyway. So now everybody's using it, and it doesn't have to be the BIM person that creates a schedule. That's usually how we do this. It'd be a fancy Revit schedule. It doesn't take a ton of time to do the first time, but when it gets updated and we have to and then we're responsible for giving you the number of changes and all of that, it becomes really hard on the BDC side. So what I'm showing here today lets you kind of take control of that as a PM or a foreman. And I want to show one more thing with the phases and the areas. You know, maybe I want all the round duct, but I don't care what the size is. I can come in here and I can add a condition, and I can do a totally custom section box. So instead of using what I used before that was from the Revit model with first floor, second floor, all that good stuff, I can actually push this out to a section of the building. So there I made it as wide as possible, and you can see I can push and pull this. So maybe this is like area C of the building or something, you know, and I could say done, and then I can turn everything back on here and find all that round. I'm looking for round duct in that custom section box I just made. So again, boom, isolate, and I've got an isometric of the round duct in a specific area of the building, just like that. And you know, maybe I realize, hey, I need to cut this down. I only need the bottom half of the building. Actually, again, as a PM or a foreman or something, I can come in here and actually cut this down, say done, and watch this number down here. It's at 558. Now I say find all. Now I've got a lower number, you know, and I can isolate that. I'll isolate in transparency and uncrop this, and you can see I don't have the rest of the building checked anymore. And just like that, I can also come back over here, click this, go back to my viewpoints, and if I go back up to those floor levels, so let's say I need 4th floor, you know, it's this simple. You click 4th floor, go add condition, section box, click done, find all, isolate. There's a 4th floor isometric. Again, I can isolate in transparency. You can see how quickly and easily it works. So you can get as custom and crazy with these as possible. My big advice is whenever you make these section boxes, make them as a viewpoint so you can come back to them. So again, if I had an area C here, maybe instead of doing it this way, I'm gonna click this box and I'm gonna cut this down. You know, we'll call that area C right there. And I just come down here, you click this add viewpoint, and then now I'd name this area C. So now I can start doing compound searches. Like I can add section box, and the key is that you click between these. So if I want a 3rd floor, I click that and I say add condition, section box, done. So there's 3rd floor, and then I come down here and click that area C and say add condition, section box, done. So now I've got my 3rd floor box and my area C box, and I should be able to say find all. There it grabbed 49, and again, if I uncrop this, you're going to see it only grabbed that part of the building. It grabbed level 4 or level 3 or whatever I clicked on, and area C, and I can isolate that down. And again, what we all love to see is the data. There's all the data. I got you all the round duct and area C of level 2, just like that. And it didn't have to come from BIM. So I hope this is helpful. I hope this makes sense to everybody, and I challenge everybody to take BIM into your own hands. You know, use something like Revizto to make the product work for you. Make what you're modeling available at your fingertips. That's the whole key here. So thank you everyone for your time. Have a good one.